But you first sprung to international prominence when you took a stand against what we might call reverse racism. Could you tell us a little about what was going on at Evergreen and what you did about it and why you did what you did?
Sure. So my wife and I were teaching at Evergreen. My wife was literally Evergreen's most popular professor. I wasn't too far behind, and we had a large community of evolutionarily interested students that we bounced back and forth between our programs, sometimes teaching together. In 2016, the new president of the college started to advance equity proposals. Equity is the wrong term, but that was the banner under which they flew. And he impaneled a committee to study the problem of racism at Evergreen and to propose solutions. And these solutions, when they were unveiled, were absolutely alarming and seemed to be remedies to a problem that actually did not exist on our campus as far as anyone could tell. So I asked for the evidence that we had a problem with white supremacy. None was delivered. And I pointed out to my faculty colleagues the danger that these proposals constituted and the likely consequence of their adoption, I felt, being the bankruptcy of the institution and the loss of our student body. When I pointed these things out, I was portrayed as a racist, and in May of 2017, a protest was organized and erupted at my classroom, very much by surprise to me. 50 students I had never met protested my stance against what was called the Day of Absence, which was a proposed day of racial segregation, strongly backed by the college administration. I had said over email when this was announced that I would not be participating and would be on campus despite my light skin color, and this was taken to be evidence that I was interested in preserving the white supremacy that was alleged to be on the campus. The campus then descended into riots. The library building was barricaded. Administrators were held effectively hostage as they negotiated with the protesters. The event was spectacularly colorful, and the protesters who became rioters filmed all of it and uploaded it to Facebook. It later made its way to YouTube and caught the world's attention. If you're interested in what this all looked like, Mike Nana, who is Australian, has done a wonderful 3-part documentary that you can look up on YouTube on the Evergreen meltdown. Now, you asked me why I did what I did. I did what I did because what was being proposed was a radical departure from the values that I held and that until 2016 I thought I shared with my colleagues. And my obligation was to the students, and I felt that I had no choice but to point out the hazard of these proposals.
It seems significant to me that you say that the 50 students that initially confronted you were not known to you. It seems to me to be one of the elements of a great deal of the sort of disturbances that we're seeing at the moment, the wild claims that are made, is that they come from people who will not sit down and engage and really understand where you're coming from. It's more about sloganeering. It's more about, if I can put it this way, raw power. It's more about political mayhem than it is about real engagement.
There's no question about that. And, I tried to engage the students. I think this was one of the things that caught the public's attention. I remained calm. I tried to reason with them, and I was secure in the knowledge that I wasn't what they were accusing me of, which seemed to enrage them. But I think this is about power, and students who knew me would never have made these allegations because they would have known better. And in fact, I strongly suspect that those who organized the protest expected my students to jump ship and to join them, and were surprised when they didn't. But the fact is, the way I had taught left no doubt in the minds of people who knew me that I didn't harbor the bigotry that I was being accused of, and that this was really a protest of convenience rather than conviction. Once you establish the ability of one group to dethrone another group simply through accusation, it will of course be adopted by bad actors. And in the case of Evergreen, it was very clear. You had a lot of people who were confused about what they were doing and a small number of people who knew full well what they were doing, and the combination did wield a lot of power. But the chances that it was going to result in an improvement to the college were zero from the get-go.